Hello, beautiful souls. Samantha Shea here. So, at the beginning of January, I had a dream about 3 bus crashings, which symbolized 3 ego deaths that we're all going to be experiencing individually, which is collectively, for the month of June. Well, the first one is rejection, the second one is survival, and the third one is grief. Okay? You're going to feel like you've died. Kind of. Now, that doesn't go for everybody, but I want you to remember that these are like umbrella terms, okay? That with each one of these words, there's like a bundle of stuff and other words and emotions, limiting beliefs, behaviors, and stuff in each one of those, right? So rejection is when you're rejecting yourself, like body shaming, judging yourself based off of other people in the past doing that to you, rejecting you, comparison, right? Rejection, am I good enough? If I don't have this, will they like me? If I don't look like this, will I be accepted? If, should, all this stuff, rejection, victim, all of that. You want to make sure you're not rejecting yourself, because you need to start loving yourself. We reject ourselves based off of what we've experienced growing up and what we've seen and what we've been taught, what we hear. There's comparison all around us, social media, all the movies, everything. We're constantly being compared. So I want you to check in if you're rejecting yourself or are you loving yourself? And where did that story begin if you're rejecting yourself? And what I mean by rejecting is, are you judging you? Do you think that you don't have enough of this or enough of that, or that you need this or that in order to be happy? Because if so, you're rejecting the present moment, which is rejection of self. Okay? So rejection is an umbrella term, and you want to see, like, am I afraid of going for this because it might not work out? You're already assuming that you're going to be rejected or the situation isn't going to work out in your favor. That's a form of rejection, okay? Survival is, will I survive if this, and this? Will I survive if I go for that other job? Will I survive if I leave this person because I'm not happy? Will I survive if this person leaves me? Will I survive if I experience this loss? Will I survive? So the root chakra, all of our chakras are being affected. Okay? The root chakra is the most affected, okay? We'll say that. Because things need to uplift. They need to rise up so you can have more compassion for self and not reject self. Okay, rejection stems from the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, because the solar plexus is judgment, confidence, worthiness, anger, resentment, and the courage to move past limiting beliefs, the courage to stand in your power, the courage to be like, this shit is not going to knock me down, okay? I'm going to thrive and not simply survive. So the root chakra is survival, it's primal, it's fear, and our souls and these energies coming in are infiltrating our deepest, darkest shadows that are that the majority of them are ancestral, okay? They're not even ours. They're systematic, dogmatic, patriarchal, wounded energy. And we're being called to shed that shit, okay? To know that, hey, you're so abundant, you're so full of love and light. Stop giving your power to the fear-based narratives. So survival has to do with family, has to do with finance, has to do with how you see yourself in the world, has to do with home. There's a lot to do with survival, a lot to do with rejection, okay? The last one is grief. Now, grief is like a very large word energetically, and it carries happiness, sadness, anger, depression, anxiety, joy, gratitude. I feel fucking crazy. But grief is the energy of, oh my God, everything that I once knew, I no longer know. The person that I was, I am not. That's kind of weird. The people in my life are no longer, or seem no longer to align with me. Like, it's a grief around perspective. So things in your life have shifted and you're like, who am I? What's going on? What life am I living? Because what's happening is your other timelines, the lower vibratory timelines, are awakening and shedding. So energies that you're holding on to that are related to those simultaneous and past lives are being called to have love and compassion. So you're going to feel like you're dying and being born again, dying and being born, as though, like, did that life even happen? Because you're learning to not reject yourself. You're learning to see life in a new light. You are learning you're not simply here to survive. You're here to experience the ebbs and flows of life. You're here to experience the pains, the pleasures. You're not here to judge and beat yourself up, shame and blame yourself, live in the past. We're being called to be more present, okay? So we need to grieve, which also means forgive the times we've rejected self or we rejected others because we're judging and comparing, because we're afraid of being in an energy of love and joy. We need to look at where are we giving our power because we're afraid that we can't survive by doing things and being in the energy of joy and doing things that bring us passion and excitement, right? Where are we still surviving because we're afraid that if we don't keep doing all the things we're doing, that we're gonna die? Well, would you rather die happy or fucking miserable? Because I think the world's pretty miserable. And I choose the latter. I want to be happy when I go. And I am. So if I go now, I go now. Right? We don't ever die. Our soul doesn't die. But those are the three main deaths we're going through. So give yourself grace, stay present, and most importantly, allow yourself to feel, listen to your body, and get still. Okay? Journal, get still, and become present. The biggest thing that's been coming in for me is like, hey, you're not being present right now. And so I get off my phone or I come back into the reality. Like, my higher self is literally like, you're not being present, Sam. Even though I think I am because I'm sitting there and I'm involved in everything, I realize my mind is somewhere else, okay? Even if it's not worrying about anything, if my mind is somewhere else, I am not present, okay? So check in. Are you being present? And how do you view yourself? Look in the mirror. Are you judging you? Are you beating yourself up? Are you comparing? Get in your car. Look at your house. Are you worried about letting people come to your house because they're going to judge it? Are you worried about telling people your job or this or that in life because you're afraid of being rejected? Dude, it's time to let that stuff go. You are beautiful. You are magical. Stop letting society and outside circumstances and beliefs belittle you. You're so strong and badass. I believe in you. I love you. If you need support, reach out to Maria and I. We do coaching sessions. I do regression hypnotherapy, energy work. Like, we gotta stick together. I love you and have a beautiful day. You got this. It's gonna be a wild 6 months.